And today we are going to talk about someone had swindled close to 200,000 people, just over 2.2 billion dirhams. She had a minister that she used in one of her campaigns. She launched a political party and her company Hira Gold, 5,000 crore rupees. What was that scam? Hello and welcome to the Declassified. This is where some of the most fascinating Dubai stories, the scams, the cons and the deceptions you think you knew are stripped to their bare bones. And today we are going to talk about someone who went by the name Dr. Nohera Sheikh. She wore a hijab. She was like a messiah to millions of Muslims, not just in India, but across the Middle East here in the Gulf. She, at her peak, had some of the most recognizable Bollywood faces campaign for her. She had a minister that she used in one of her campaigns. She launched a political party, and her company, Hira Gold, at its peak, according to official sources, had swindled close to 200,000 people of 5,000 crores. That's 5,000 crore rupees. Now, to put that into global perspective, that's almost $600 million, or just over 2.2 billion dirhams. What was that scam and how did it all unfold? To talk about that, we have none other than my partner, MAZ.
Yes. So first thing first, Abhishek, the amount about 5,000 crore is almost twice as much.
Wow.
Bulky, from what I understand from my investigation, the number of victims is about 500,000.
Wow.
Hira Sheikh, of course, is now where she belongs, behind bars, including her heels there. And from what you understand, is that she's going to be there for a long time. Although the lawyers are trying to, she has the best lawyer, but
I'm sure.
yeah,
She's made so much money, so...
and the victims, I mean, most of them are from India and Pakistan, but a large number of them, about 16,000, are from the Middle East. They're from Dubai, Sharjah, Abu Dhabi, many from Bahrain.
By the way, Maz, I'm quite intrigued, and I was going to ask you if at all you've bumped into her before. Have you ever spoken to her?
No, unfortunately, I don't want to.
Okay.
But I want to see her actually.
Acha?
Yeah.
How did you come across her story for the first time?
So I think it was in 2018. Back then, I had no idea who Heera Sheikh is or what Heera Group is. So I came to the office and I started getting calls. Heera Group office bound here. Hey, what is Heera Group? And I wrote to, in fact, this was the first call.
This was what, 2017?
2018, I think. Or 17, I can't get it. Yeah, around the same night.
And she was 45, around 45.
Back then, yeah. So I specified, बहुत लोग email करते हैं, Heera Group क्या है, Heera Sheikh, who she is, why office is closed down, like, how does it concern our readers?
So you got this from a reader?
From a reader, like,
Yeah.
एक किसी का phone आया, and then I got a couple of emails, discussion. Then I went for a smoke or something, and we came back, there were like 40 emails, and I don't know how many messages.
Yeah.
Only who's Heera Group, like, what is this?
Yeah.
Then I made some calls, and I published they should office in jail. I was some copy. So I went there. There was like a huge, crowd of people were there, and asking. So office still open. This stuff.
And there was a huge crowd.
The office was still open, and they were saying, "Oh no, you just wait," and there are some problems. So the Hyderabad unit had shut down, and we had gone to the Dubai office.
All right.
That is when I got to know about it, and then I spoke to people.
Oh.
By the end of the day, it was like madness. We had about like 100 emails, and some of people write to me something like the samples. Had many port calls, go investigate. And of course, she didn't quite like it. I mean, she went after me with all the PR machinery.
Yeah.
Accused me of being some political. I've not even been to Hyderabad.
Right.
I don't even know voice. You don't even mention.
Yeah. But you've been alleged to be an Owaisi supporter. Yeah.
Not there always in that. Lekin on their on Twitter, I think for about 6 months, they tagged me. They tagged all the authorities. Why? Reality. This is political agenda and this overseas thing and he's in religion and all of that. But of course, the same people who now they call this say, look, I was sorry, I was misled.
You were
And you say that 10,000, 10,000 crore ki baat kar rahe hain, which is double of what is officially documented. And officially, the sources say 170,000 investors. What's your find?
So from what I understand, it's about 500,000. But according to the president,
That's 5 lakh people. Lakh is an Indian, yeah. It's an Indian word. I mean, but for our global audiences, that's 500,000 investors. Quote within quotes, yeah. They thought they were putting their life savings into something that would grow much big. In fact, this was a Ponzi scheme. Let's put that into perspective. Why would people invest so much money? Because they were promised, according to official sources, almost 36% of returns of their money. Mazhar, I'm sure you've got more to say.
absolutely. In fact, the whistleblower of this scam, his name is Shahbaz Ahmad Khan. He's also president of the All India Heera Group Victims Association. He reckoned the scam is worth 50,000 crore. But of course, that's a huge amount. I wouldn't know it was that much. But the number of victims is easily between 500,000.
So 50,000 crores just for those people. Yeah, no. I'm just to help our international audiences understand. So 50,000 crores is 10 times of $600 million. So that's almost I mean that's 2 billion dirhams. That's 20 billion dirhams. 20 billion dirhams is huge.
Absolutely, it is.
Is huge. I mean, it's the GDP of probably the 5 poorest countries in Africa put together, for all you know.
Absolutely.
And this story has been going on for years until earlier this May when she was arrested. And you say that she's been arrested many times, but she was arrested earlier this year in
The end of May, I believe.
yeah, in Gurgaon or somewhere in north of India. But before we get to all of that, give us the extent. We've already seen in terms of numbers, in terms of monies lost and lives sort of touched in the cruelest of ways. Give us the extent of the damage and how did it all unfold?
So first of all, when you think of someone who puts up a scam, the image that we have of a scammer, or it's mostly someone who's very menacing, someone who's very sharp.
Yeah.
But this is the complete opposite. She's
Yeah.
someone-
Yeah, you would imagine she might look like a Mogambo, complete baldy, or she would look like Prabhakaran with a handlebar mustache, or she would be, narcos. But she was none of it. It was, first of all, it was a hijabi woman who, of course, played on the faith of millions of Muslims.
In fact, she had quite an angelic face, I would say.
Yeah, well,
Before she
I kind of differ, but I'll go with it.
on those weights.
Yeah,
So I think, jail can do that.
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, she started quite small. So this was in the 90s. Imagine this woman who used to sell vegetables on the streets of Tirupati.
Right. That's where she was born. So she's originally from Hyderabad, Telangana area. Yes.
Father was a small-time cleric and hawking vegetables on the streets to becoming this huge global figurehead with many companies. So I think sometime in the late 90s, managed to reach out to some women who are Muslim and she used to, call them and give them religious lectures.
Yeah.
That's the best way to make inroads.
Yeah.
And then she got this woman to invest in some gold scheme.
So that you're talking about the start of it all.
That's
how it all started. Yeah.
So in the beginning, it was just some woman from Mohalla.
Yeah.
They used to give her some gold and she used to, buy them jewelry and stuff, give them for returns.
Yeah.
From 2012, I think she formed this company called Heera Group.
Yeah.
It's a very small company.
Right. Which later became a conglomerate. We'll talk about that. Yeah.
And by 2016 or 17, she had a finger in everything.
Yeah.
Real estate.
Yeah.
Heera Group Foodex.
Yeah.
Heera Textiles.
Yeah.
Bottled water.
Right.
Everything she had a bill.
Yeah.
So it was a huge empire. I mean, she had offices in Dubai as well, offices in Bombay.
Yeah. And eventually in Dubai, when she moved.
Yeah. And in fact, when the crackdown happened, they found that she had about 150 accounts.
Wow.
World
You mean 150 bank account across the globe?
across the globe. And many of them
Wow.
didn't know about it.
Okay. I mean, another reason why we're talking about Nohera Sheikh is, I mean,
Don't know where I see.
doctor. Okay. Okay.
We didn't go to school.
Someone who didn't go to school, someone who never earned a medical degree. Yeah, I mean, there are famous school dropouts. I mean, Bill Gates is one of them. I dropped out of my postgraduate degree, and I often look up to Bill Gates, but she's now not the kind of example I would like. So yeah, tell us a bit about that. And she at one point in time had someone like Sushma Swaraj.
Yes, that was much later.
Okay.
That was much later.
Mhm.
So what she did was when she had garnered the trust of people, and how did she manage to do it? She got all the big clerics from India and Pakistan to vote for her. So imagine all the big clerics were saying, actually, outside mosques in Karnataka, Maharashtra, people used to go and hand pamphlets
Right.
encouraging Muslims to invest in this company.
Right.
And she was even equated to the Prophet's wife, who was a big businesswoman.
Right.
So that was the kind
So
of...
tell me one thing, where all the investors, I mean, I know she spoke about investments being halal,
Yeah.
but were she targeting specifically Muslims only, or there were Hindus and other?
She started with the housewives.
Hmm.
And of course, housewives are the women.
Yeah.
So she got people from across Bombay and Hyderabad to invest
Yeah.
small amount, actually. It was very simple.
Yeah.
Open an account with her with a quoted period of 1 year.
Yeah.
Suppose if you invest 1,000 dirhams, you get about 3,000 dirhams every month.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, up to 36%.
$1,000,
Yeah.
you get about 900 dirhams every month. So it's about that's it.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And of course, they had multiple plans, like, with Heera Group, Heera Food, Heera
Yeah.
Textiles.
Yeah.
So
How did Sushma Swaraj come into play? We were talking about that. She morphed.
what happens is, like, once you have a profile, once you have a doctor certificate, once you have arrived. So what she has to do is that she has to, gain legitimacy. She used to fake awards. Suppose, like, she had good people who should Photoshop her. Swaraj came to Dubai.
This is the pre-BJP IT cell.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. So she managed to plant herself alongside her. She was not even there.
Yeah.
And not just that, there was a Sharjah royal family.
Yeah. Well, of course, Sushma Swaraj was then a minister, and
She was a minister.
I mean, she was, she was one of the,
She came for an event.
yeah,
And she was there to prepare. But
Right.
she's not like, alongside her.
right.
She managed to Photoshop herself alongside her.
And kind of hijack that occasion and yeah.
And then there is...
Bit like ambush marketing. Yeah.
And then there's the Shirsa Hind Kasmi, who's a very big name.
Right.
She met her and she changed the backdrop to make it appear that she's getting an award from her.
Wow.
Most of the award that she managed to get were like great award.
So
Photoshop.
yeah, so all of this was the optics, which was to sort of attract the attention
She
and
was very good.
yeah.
In fact, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So you have this big event called Food that happens at the World Trade Center, right? But Food Expo, Gulf.
Gulf food. Gulf food. Yeah.
So what she managed to do in this Gulf food, she had a very small stall there.
Yeah.
A small, like 10 by 2 or something. But she had great videographers.
Right.
So when she's going to this stall, she had like cameras accompanying her.
Kind of swooping down on her.
So it made it appear that she was hosting the whole show.
Wow.
So anyone who was looking at these videos with music,
Who has no idea what Gulf food is?
coming in,
Yeah.
she's also there.
Yeah.
So it looked like she was the one who was organizing the big event.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not seen any Foodx product anymore. Have you seen it?
No.
But of course, she had Heera rice, Heera pulse, cotton gold.
Maybe, just white labeling, just sort of stamping her name on top. But there were two Bollywood stars who genuinely backed her at some point in time. Sohail Khan and Arbaz Khan. Thankfully, not Salman Khan. How did that happen?
What happened was when so like with any Ponzi scheme, it has a shelf life. About 7-8 years. Then it collapses. So when Heera Group became too big, she had signed up like thousands of investors, almost 500,000 investors, and she was willing to pay them back. and the enforcement directorate and agencies were after her. She got herself cornered. So what does one do? Join politics. So of course she had no.
Yeah, she launched the All India Mahila Empowerment Part. I mean, it's very English of her. I mean, Mahila, of course, for those who don't know, is Hindi for women. So she wanted to empower the women.
She launched this party and she had a picture of Mr. Narendra Modi, who was then riding to power in her office. She thought maybe she can use the leverage to. And then she contested election all the assembly seats. Not election in India is very expensive.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
But she managed to contest election. And of course, she had these Bollywood stars like Arbaz Khan and Suhail Khan.
Yeah.
And then she brought this Khali.
Yeah, of course, the great Khali.
The great Khali.
Not just Khali. Not just any Khali.
Guys were campaigning for her. Oh, she had no chance to win election.
Right. But she was, at some point in time, she was contesting Owaisi, apparently. Yeah.
So she...
And you got a threat at some point in time where you were labeled an Owaisi, whatever, candidate.
Such a malicious propaganda, I guess.
Yeah.
They went absolutely bonkers. Every day I has to open up my phone and there was messages, threats. Some guy will put up a video saying, this is the OAC or pimp and they're going to put me in jail.
Yeah.
So my mom, she started saying,
Okay, let's break it down. The reason why we're talking about Nohera Sheikh today is, or Dr. Nohera Sheikh, as I'm always reminded by Mazhar, someone who never went to school, someone who never earned a medical degree, but still used with gay abandon the title of doctor. The reason we're talking about her today is, of course, the extent of the damage that she's caused on 500,000 people, you say. But when you look at the families, immediate ones, not so immediate ones, I think the extent is even more. I mean, some people have lost lives, life savings, and so many. Do you remember any human stories?
So many. I mean, there's this bus conductor from Sharjah. His name is Shahid. So imagine a bus conductor invested all his life saving of 30, 40 years and gave it to her in the hope that he will get a monthly income for the rest of his life.
A bus conductor from where?
From Sharjah.
A bus conductor or driver?
A school bus conductor.
Okay, a school bus conductor. Okay, understood.
Salary is 2,000 or something?
Not even that. Yeah. I would imagine 1,200.
This was back in the day.
So I would not even imagine him earning 1,000 dirhams back in the day.
So this guy, all his life saving, he gave it to her.
Wow.
Hope that, everybody else, that okay, you'll be getting a assured monthly income and your capital is safe.
Right. And so she targeted that kind of people, the lower middle class.
Everyone. I mean, one thing that comes to my mind is a woman called Shabnam Qadri. The Shabnam Qadri son had a business in Bombay. And Nohera Sheikh convinced her to sell the business and invest money in the company.
Wow.
So he sold all his business, put the money, and then the payment stopped coming.
Wow.
This young guy, he was in his 30s, suffered a heart attack and died.
My God. So
now, when I speak to you, Shabnam Qadri is sitting outside his hospital in Bombay and she's begging. Imagine a family who had a business, now she's in the streets. There's so many families like this. I have come across families who couldn't pay for their child's education or medical illness because of this. And all of this happened because of this elaborate Ponzi scheme where she had multiple plans from Heera Group to Heera Codex. So basically what she managed to do was to convince people that she had legitimate business.
And of course, she played on the faith angle. I mean, she was endorsed by the halal. She was endorsed by the clerics, the Bollywood stars, entertainers like the great Khali. She had, of course, members of the royal family who unknowingly became part of the entire subterfuge, the entire theatrics of the Heera Group. Sorry, I cut you short there. You were also talking about Shahid, the bus conductor. What happened with him?
So bus conductor, I'm still in touch with him, and it is quite heartbreaking that every time we run a story about Heera Group, there's so much hope.
Yeah.
People call us and say,
Yeah.
So from what I understand is the number of victims of Heera Group in the Middle East, there was 16, 17,000, and most of them from the UAE. And they're not just blue-collar workers, housewives, professionals, and they actually believed in her.
Why not? Why won't you?
And to be fair,
I mean, you are hijabi, you have a doctor in front of your name.
not just that, I mean, she managed to get articles published in all these
Yeah, yeah.
magazines,
I mean,
what her profile-
her PR machinery worked for her. Yeah, yeah. Tell me what's happening at this point in time, because of course she's been arrested, and like you said at the start, she is where she should belong to. She should be. But is there still a ray of hope for?
So what has happened is there's something called the Serious Fraud Office. So what they did was that they asked investors to put in their claims, regardless of whether they are in Dubai or India or Bangladesh. And then they had, I think until last year, submit their claims. The test is left now. So what the government is doing is that they've identified all the properties as they want to auction it
Yeah,
and then to pay it. But it's a long run process.
long drawn process. But I think I was also reading somewhere that she's accumulated almost properties worth 400 crores.
It is much more than that.
Much.
She had offices in JV, she had a house in Ras Al Khaimah, she had offices in Sharjah. It's quite big. And this is all what we know of.
Yeah.
Many of them you don't know about.
Yeah, and you haven't written about her just once. You've done multiple stories.
30 or 40, which is why they didn't like to get on it.
Yeah, and I think this is the single biggest chapter in your book as well, the MAZ files.
I would assume so.
Yeah,
The story is so hilarious. Look,
yeah,
so when Novena Sheikh is cornered and she has no way to run,
yeah,
what she does, she forms a political party.
yeah. All India Mahila Empowerment.
Now, of course, it's time to lose.
Yeah,
So what she tells the supporters,
yeah,
that she has done a survey
yeah,
by a satellite.
yeah. Okay, yeah, you were telling me about that.
Satellite has said that she's going to win.
I mean, the satellites do predict weather, but I haven't really heard of satellites predicting.
And people asked her.
Yeah, yeah,
And you know what she did?
yeah.
She produced a picture of a satellite along with geolocations and everything. This satellite, this set.
Yeah.
You believe her?
But eventually she did lose the elections.
She lost every single seat.
Yeah.
But, she thought maybe if she wins a couple of seats, then she
Yeah.
have some kind of leverage. And how it in India,
Yeah.
you have a couple of seats and then you can
Yeah.
bargain.
Yeah.
So that didn't work out good. But she had the best lawyers.
Yeah.
Managed to keep her out of jail for a long time.
Yeah. And they've done a good job. I mean, she only got arrested earlier this year in May. So kind of tells you that she had a whole machinery.
She was arrested immediately after we ran the story.
Yeah.
She spent, I think, about a year or two in the jail. And she told the judge, okay, I want to pay
Right.
and to be out.
Right.
So she was given bail on the condition that she have until 1 month to pay back the investor.
But that never happened.
Yeah, but if you have good lawyers and lots of money, then you can.
And she stayed out for a longer time.
But then the judge said, enough,
Yeah.
you need to,
Yeah.
she had to be put behind bars again.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the general consensus of people here in Dubai? Because all of this is happening back in India, in Hyderabad. What are the people here saying? What sort of hopes are they, or who are they pinning their hopes on? Aside of Mazhar Farooqui.
See, Novena Sheikh, so good in what she did, is that many of her victims still believe that that she was right. I think despite the fact that none of her businesses existed.
She had a bunch of loyalists around her, one of who actually threatened you.
Oh, so many of them did.
Yeah, yeah.
But what happens when there's a scam is that people go through various stages of grief. The first stage is like
It is shock.
shock. And then there's denial. So many of them are still in the stage of denial that there is no way we are going to scam. That things going to be fine, she's going to be out. And she had endured herself because people call her Rapa. So among our supporters, no one calls her Dr. Novena Sheikh or Novena.
Most importantly, for millions of Muslims in this part of the world, in the Middle East, in the Indian subcontinent, she was referred to as the Appa, or the bigger sister. You don't just generally call someone like Bhai, as you mentioned. You don't sort of, give out these credentials to anybody. You have immense trust and respect, yeah. And she kind of broke all of that, and whilst doing that, she also, we were talking about her PR machinery, and she brought cricket somewhere in all of that.
Absolutely. So I think it was in 2017 where she became the title sponsor for the T10 Cricket League in Dubai.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi T10, yeah, which just completed 10 years actually.
Huge amount of money.
Yeah,
Which they never disclosed how much it was.
yeah,
But the ICC didn't quite like it. And in fact, I remember they're very upset about that.
yeah.
I didn't mention it. So I think this was a huge amount of money.
Yeah. And I think, you know, for an average Indian or Pakistani from the subcontinent, what sort of gives you that boost immediately is cricket and Bollywood. And she kind of used bit of both at different points.
The biggest opium.
Religion is the opium for the masses, as said Karl Marx, but and that definitely helped her go a long way. And then whatever little was left to be complemented, she used Bollywood and cricket amazingly well. And that was the story of Dr. Nohera Sheikh, who is, as of now, cooling her heels in a jail in India, giving a little bit of hope, a sliver of hope, let's say, to 500,000 investors, according to Mazhar Farooqui, who invested not just their life savings, but their peace, their security, and their trust. And we hope that they get back a little bit of all what they invested. You were listening to the Declassified. Stay safe, stay vigilant.